Greetings, empowered souls. It's Shelly, being the Empowered Oracle. I hope you guys are doing wonderful wherever you are in the world. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend. It's Saturday night, and I meant to do this like maybe 2 days ago, but I'm going to do a quick new moon message for the collective at this time. The new moon is going to be tonight is Saturday, so the new moon is tomorrow, I think tomorrow afternoon in the United States. So, but keep in mind the new moon energy can last between 2 weeks to like a month, I think. But anyway, let's see what Divine Spirit wants you guys to know at this time. Well, let's just see how the new moon energy is going to impact the collective. It might be certain things might be evolving now as we speak, of course, but let's tap in to see what energies we're going to be looking at for this new moon in April. If you guys are still here, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, that thumbs up like button, please and thank you. And don't forget to share and subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. I know sometimes there's been an issue with people saying they haven't been notified. So if you want to double check to see if your notification bell is on, that's great. But you know, YouTube is always doing something. So sometimes it's just, I don't know, out there in YouTube world, the people behind the scenes in YouTube, just, they got their own thing going on. So let's check out the current energy for the collective as we are entering the new moon energy. Holy Divine Spirit, what is the current energy or the strongest energy for the collective at this time as we speak, as I speak to you, Holy Spirit? What is the current energy for the collective at this time, please and thank you? As we enter in the new moon, what's the current energy for the collective, Divine Spirit, as we enter into the new moon, please and thank you? And what messages do you have for the collective at this time as we enter the new moon, Divine Spirit, please and thank you? What is the strongest energy for the collective? Anything else for the collective, Divine Spirit? What's the current strongest energy for the collective at this time? I like that. So we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. I like that. Because first off, the first chakra is the root chakra, which talks about stability, security, leaving your fears behind, and being protected by Archangel Michael. Okay. So because this is in the upright, the collective, you guys, there's an energy for the collective where a lot of you guys are feeling a little bit more stability and security and coming out of some type of maybe fear-based mentality, maybe even coming out of some type of scarcity mindset or even self-limiting beliefs, and going into abundance, because we have blossoming abundance here in the upright as well. I love that. So the collective, I feel, so what I'm hearing from Divine Spirit, thank you, Spirit. What I'm hearing is that there's a great number of the collective right now where you guys are really, I don't want to say fighting the war, but you guys have been, well, maybe you guys have been fighting the natural maybe tendency to resort to fear and a scarcity mindset, because you don't know what's ahead. You don't know what's coming down the pike. You don't really see enough of the plans laid out in front of you. And so you're trying your best at this time, and obviously doing a good job based on the energies You're doing a good job at walking by faith and not by sight. So where you may not have a lot of clarity right now in certain areas of your life, where you would typically would be wanting to have clarity, and it might be keeping you up and at night, or having anxiety about it, where you would typically just be worried about, what your future is going to look like, or what's going to happen here in this area, what's going to happen here in this part of my life. I feel like a lot of you guys in the collective are putting down that burden. You've gotten a lot better at not worrying so much at this point, and really surrendering to the universe and surrendering to divine source, and allowing divine source and the universe to make a way for you, instead of trying to maybe control an outcome because of being worried about how something's going to pan out. So I feel like a lot of you guys have, allowed for Jesus to take the wheel, so to speak, and just kind of do his thing and let the universe do its thing. And because of that, you're allowing that abundance to come into your life. You're allowing prosperity. You're allowing blessings to come into your life. You are breaking down the walls where a lot of times we feel like we have to take control of certain things because things may not be moving fast enough for us, and we're not waiting for divine timing. We're not being patient, and we may want to move in a certain way to make things happen for us and force things to happen when it's not time. And when we're in that fear mentality, when we're in that scarcity mentality, and when we are in that need for control, or need to control the outcome of everything in our lives, that also creates blockages. And so the blessings can't come through. But with the blossoming abundance in the upright, a lot of you guys in the collective are surrendering. As I said, you guys are kind of just like putting your hands up and allowing, I love this, and allowing divine source in the universe to do its thing, to let them blessings come to you. Because divine source is like, okay, are you done now? Are you finished? Are you tired? I'm going to let you exhaust yourself. Now, are you exhausted now? Are you tired? Because if you're tired now, I can go ahead and do my job. I can go ahead and take over. So that's kind of how I feel. It's like a parent, to a child, saying, okay, I'm trying to help, but you keep getting in the way, and you're not allowing me to work my miracle behind the scenes. So whenever you get tired, when you get tired enough, and when you want to put your hands up and let me take the wheel, I'll be right here. And so I feel like that's the case, because also too, at the bottom of the daggone deck, happy family. And for me, this is like the equivalent of the Ten of Cups, which talks about fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. You're happily ever after. And this may not even have to necessarily mean a happily ever after in a relationship. It can be a happily ever after in any aspect of your life. Happily ever after, happy family, and emotional fulfillment, and getting what you want, and being happy with the outcome. This is what it's about. Now, it could be applied to relationships, but it depends on who I'm talking to in the collective, because everybody's storyline is different, of course, how it resonates. But either way, for me, this is like the equivalent of the Ten of Cups in traditional tarot. I love it. I love it. So this is the energy that you guys are manifesting as we speak. These are the energies you guys are manifesting as we go into the new moon. So one of the things that I was getting as an intuitive for the longest time, and I think I might have stated that in one of my readings a while back. It might have been in one of the individual zodiac readings. I'm not sure, but I know that one of the things I kept feeling was like, for a lot of the collective, I felt like spring, which we're in now over here in the United States, springtime, like between now, which is April, and the summertime, like between now, April, and maybe like July, I feel like that's the time of the year for the collective where they're going to really see a lot of their work paying off. Like if I had to think of a time of this year, 2025, for the collective, in terms of what time of the year the collective is going to really see a lot of their work pay off and see a lot of their rewards and see a lot of their happiness and see a lot of their dreams start to come true and manifest. I feel like between April and July and mid-fall. So for me, mid-fall would be like late September, early October, somewhere around there. For me, those are the times of the year that I feel the collective is going to really see a huge dramatic change in their life for the better. Okay. So that's just what I'm getting. All right. So let's see what other messages you guys have as we get towards the new moon. I'm also getting to that on a collective level. There's been a lot of you guys who have been really doing a better job in growing in the area of boundaries and speaking the truth as well. So, you know, I feel like a lot of you guys aren't giving your energy away as easily as you used to. I mean, including myself. So this is also something for me too. The boundaries, you're getting better with your boundaries as a collective, and you're just not wasting your time and energy on people who don't deserve your time and energy. If they're not bringing anything to your life to enhance or any type of reciprocal energy, you're just not wasting any time with it anymore. You're simply walking away, and you're not having any problem walking away the way you might have used to back in the day. You're not wasting any time with keeping it moving. Companionship. So as we create our boundaries as a collective, as we create our boundaries, guys, and we become more selective with who we share our energy with, it opens up space and opens up doors for the right people to come into your life. And by right people, I mean just the people who are more aligned with you on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on an emotional level. And with this companionship, immediately, for me, I sense that a lot of the collective is also going to be getting into new partnerships. Now, this could be partnerships career-wise, but I get more of an energy with this companionship that more of the collective are going to be getting into new partnerships with new love partnerships, new romantic love partnerships. Because you're making that space in your life. You're putting up boundaries, you're enforcing boundaries. You're more selective with your time and energy. You're just not letting anybody have access to you. And you're walking away sooner rather than later. Okay. So I like that energy, guys. This new moon is really, I feel like it's kind of reiterating a lot of the energy that I was getting even before 2025 hit. This was the energy that I was getting for you guys in late 2024, where I felt like 2025 was just going to be just a no nonsense year. No time for bullshit. You know, you guys are going to be quick to cut people off if you have to. If it's compromising your energy, if it's toxic, if it's not good for your health. It's something that you guys are going to be moving just differently this year. And this has to do with another level of awakening. You know, we have different levels of awakenings that we have. There's different layers and levels to this. What's the other message for the collective divine spirit? What's the other oracle message for the collective Holy Spirit as we go into this new moon energy? Spiritual teaching. Some of you guys are preparing yourselves to teach, to be teachers. These can be teachers of any kind. It's going to be, it could be spiritual teaching, as it says. It could be spiritual teaching, but it also, I feel like a lot of the collective, you guys are honing in to more of your divine purpose. And that purpose for a lot of you guys is teaching on some level. It can be spiritual teaching. It can be it could be education teaching. You guys are going to be placed in a position to teach what you know, teach what you've learned. And it can be in any type of platform. And this is also dealing with speaking your truth. And I noticed with this companionship card and with the spiritual teaching, there's a little bit of blue in both of these cards, which for me also represents the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra, which talks about communication and expression and also creativity. So a lot of you guys as a collective are going to be placed in situations where you're going to be expressing yourself a lot and talking a lot. And a lot of that has to do with teaching. Okay. So that's great. I like that energy. I feel like as we get deeper into the spring, because we're getting more into like the mid part of spring here in the United States, and from this point on throughout the remainder of 2025, a lot of the collective, you guys are going to be people are going to be seeing the new you, period. People are going to just be seeing the new you. And a lot of people are not going to know what to think. They're not going to know what to say. They may not even know how to approach you or to just, I think a lot of people that you know, collective, you're going to leave a lot of people just kind of wondering, like, how did he or how did she just like, people are going to not know what's going on with you. It's going to leave them mystified. Thank you, Spirit. It's going to leave them mystified. And you're just going to continue to be you. But people are just not going to know how to really react to you. So be prepared for that as well, collective. People who you know, your family, friends, they're going to really be seeing a side of you that they're not used to. And it's going to be a new you to them. But keep in mind, collective, it's going to be the you that you've always been, if that makes any sense. Holy Divine Spirit, what other oracle messages do you have for the collective as we begin to close out this reading? I love this reading for you guys and for us as a collective. What other message do you have for the collective Divine Spirit as we go into this new moon energy? All right. Okay, we have self-worth expectations. Then we have past, lack, and suffering. Then we have apology and forgiveness. Okay, so then we just say, oh, and at the bottom we have, at the bottom we have higher self-activation. Yes. Oops, sorry. I think it's my camera. We have higher self-activation. Yes, as I said, we're going to another level of awakening because there's different layers to this, okay? Hope you guys can see it. Sorry if it's My camera's just getting dark. I hate that. And then we have chemistry and passion. So the theme, well, I don't know if I should say theme, but definitely one of the most prominent energies that you guys are going to be experiencing as we, hold on guys, I don't know why it's getting dark. But anyway, as we, throughout 2025, starting with this spring season here, or like I said, from this point in April, the most prominent energies for the collective I'm feeling for you guys are going to be, number one, you're getting activated. You're going through another level of ascension and awakening. And you're knowing your self-worth. Because with the self-worth and knowing that and having expectations means that you know what your standards are now. You have better standards now, including the boundaries. You know your worth. You know that your time and your presence is valuable and you're just not giving it away to anybody. Okay. And then we have an energy of a person coming back that you may know who wants to apologize or ask for forgiveness. So this could be also, this is energy of a past person. Now, granted, Mercury retrograde. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So granted, as I was saying, you have a past person also possibly coming back for a lot of you guys. Now, granted, Mercury retrograde is already done and that ended April 7th. There's still someone who wants to come back into your life, collective, who wants to maybe apologize, or they may not necessarily come back to actually apologize. They may want to apologize, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually going to do it. That's one of the things that, I hear other readers say a lot of times. And let me just say, as a reader myself and as an intuitive, let me give you my take on that situation. I do feel like a lot of times a past person, yeah, we may pick up on the energy of someone wanting to come back and apologize and ask for forgiveness, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that person is actually going to do it. We can just be picking up what they are thinking and what they want to do. And the energy in them is that they want to do it, but whether or not they'll actually do it is another thing. So I never want anybody to hold their breath for someone else to come back and apologize and ask for forgiveness. Just continue to move on with your life as you're supposed to. If they decide to come back and apologize, great. If they don't, that's great too. But don't stop your life waiting for someone to come back and tell you what it is that you may be looking for or wanting to hear. It is very advisable for you guys to just keep moving and keep moving forward. So that's my take on that. But I will say, speaking of Mercury retrograde, this past Mercury retrograde that just passed, it's interesting because for me, I don't know about you guys, and you guys can put it in the comments. There were 3 people that reared their heads this past Mercury retrograde. There were 3 people, 2 guys and a lady. So there were 2 exes of mine that popped up during Mercury retrograde. And there was an old female friend of mine that popped up during Mercury retrograde. So rarely do I have anybody that comes back during Mercury retrograde. I mean, it's happened a few times, but more often than not, I don't really hear from anybody from my past during Mercury retrograde. But this past Mercury retrograde that started at the end of March into early April, 3 people coming back at the same time was just like, I didn't see that coming at all. That was a surprise. So that was interesting. That's another story. But anyway, so you probably will have someone from the past that is going to rear their heads, collectives. As I said, there is an energy where they feel guilty about something, and there's regret here. And they may have wanted to apologize many times for the longest time and maybe have never gotten around to it. If they get around to it this particular time, as we're moving forward into May, that's great. And as I said, if they don't, they don't. But know that there is an energy of someone wanting to apologize. But at the end of the day, a lot of times with people and apologies and forgiveness, you know, there's that pride, there's that ego. So although I can feel there's an energy of someone wanting to apologize and ask for forgiveness, they may not actually do it. You know, they might not actually come back and ask for forgiveness. They may just pop up and just say, hey, big head, or how you doing? Or may want to kind of just test the waters first to see what your energy is like before they even contemplate doing something like that. Just saying, okay? But definitely, there's also that energy of companionship, partnership with this chemistry and passion card at the bottom as well. So, as I said, a lot of the collective, a lot of you guys are going to be meeting your new love interest. New. A lot of you guys are going to be meeting someone new. I've been getting that for a lot of the zodiac signs as well. As I said, this year is not playing. You guys are really going to, as a collective, I feel like you guys are going to really be surprised at how your life pans out as we move forward through this year. All right, what are the Archangel messages, Holy Divine Spirit, as we close out with a collective? Divine Spirit, as we head towards this new moon energy, what does the collective need to know? Holy Divine Spirit, Holy Archangels, what messages do you have for the collective? I have about 2 more for the collective and 1 more. I'll do 1 more. Holy Spirit, please and thank you as we begin to close out for the collective. Oh, okay. All right. We have a no with the exclamation mark. No. Not just a regular no, but no. Okay, and with this one, I'm going to tell you what I immediately got. I immediately got a no for some of you all, not all, but some of you all who may have been wondering about taking someone back from the past who may come around. This is your answer. But free will, we all have free will. But from Divine Spirit's perspective, that's a big no. But at the end of the day, as I said, we all have free will. Okay. We have success with the exclamation mark. Again, success, not a regular success, but a success with the exclamation mark. I love it. Okay. And then we have get more information. So there's something that you guys will have to get more information about. Do some type of research. This could be something that you may need to study or learn or look into before you make a final decision about something or an important decision. To get more information, collective. Okay, and then we have, wow, we have another no. And I did say, when I saw this no with the exclamation mark, I did say like no twice or 3 times. You got another no. So there's a no that if you ask something, collective, and this is different for everybody, take it how it resonates, guys. There are 2 no's. There are 2 no's for some of you guys. All right. This could be about a direction that you may want to go towards that you need more information about. Get more information before you make a decision. So I feel like this no is more of a stop, wait, no. Get more information first before you make a final decision on something. Okay. And then last but not least, we have peaceful resolution. And last but not least, we have improving health at the bottom. And on the other side, we have take action after you get more information. So guys, these are the messages that I've channeled from you from Divine Spirit and my higher self, and I hope that they resonate with you. As always, I'm wishing you guys well and peace and happy new moon. Take care, guys. Be well. Ashe.